And if you're gonna provide professional looking videos for people to pay for, then I think it is completely uncool to have the writing completely obstructed when you're trying to teach someone something for the first time. As an avid crocheter myself, my first instinct is to tell people to buy a 3.5mm or a 4mm crochet hook, one skein of 4-weight yarn, and Google crocheting for beginners video tutorials. But I guess that's easier said than done, and not everyone learns in the same way. I promised myself that for this video, I am putting myself in the shoes of an absolute beginner. That means starting over from scratch, no supplies, no foresight, nothing. So, as an absolute beginner, I would need to research what supplies I need. So for instance, crochet hooks, yarn, tapestry needles or embroidery needles, polyester filling, etc. But how would I know the supplies I need, or how much of each supply that I would need, without knowing what I'm going to make yet? So for instance, how much yarn should I get? What type of yarn should I get? Because some yarn is more beginner friendly to use than others. Do I buy an entire crochet hook set, or do I just buy one hook? And what size hook should I get? You see where I'm going with this. There's a lot of questions to answer, and this can be a little overwhelming if you're just trying to start out and see if you even like the dang hobby to begin with. This is where a kit like the Woobles comes in and takes the guesswork out of everything. All you need to do is decide what you want to make, like this little reindeer here, and everything is already included in this kit. You don't need to wonder how much yarn or how much polyester filling or what size crochet hook you need, because everything is already in here. Honestly, that sounds pretty amazing, and I kind of wish that I had something like this when I started doing amigurumi or even started to crochet. So with all of that said, should we take a look inside? So everything's in here. It's supposed to include the yarn, step-by-step video instructions, pre-started piece, a 4mm crochet hook, stuffing, plastic eyes, a yarn needle, and online instructions. So let's see if everything that it says is in here is actually in here. Not only does it include the yarn that you need, but it includes the exact length and the amount of each colored yarn that you need as well. And upon first touch, the yarn feels really soft, and I actually think this is going to be very good for a beginner because it is a chainette type of construction. So if you know anything about plied yarns, anything that's going to make a yarn be splitty is going to be not as beginner friendly as something like a chainette type yarn. So that's awesome. And I love the labels, they're so cute. Oh my gosh, this is a magic circle already started. This magic circle has 3 stitch markers, and not only that, but it is showing what a stitch is. Like, it's showing where the first 3 stitches are. So like, if you didn't know what a stitch was or where these stitches were, now you know where your first 3 stitches are gonna go. It's where the stitch markers are. That's so clever. Okay, well, that's really cool. Let's see the hook. It's like an inline hook. Doesn't seem like anything fancy, but I do appreciate the silicone handle, and the Woobles logo is stamped in there, and so is the 4mm size as well. So it's not just printed on there to be rubbed off eventually. Oh my gosh, this is so cute. The wee Woobles bits. It's got a cute little sticker on it. A little reindeer sticker. It seems like they've thought of everything. Make Rolf. Oh, Rolf the reindeer! Oh, I probably shouldn't show the QR code. Follow the step-by-step guide, go to woobles.com/start, and then type in the password, which I'm not going to say because I'm guessing that they wouldn't want me to give that out. And then also in that little package was the plastic eyes, these safety eyes, which I really like these backs. They're really nice. And that's another thing too. It's like, okay, what size safety eyes should you use, right? And again, they've taken the guesswork out of that as well. So they've actually given me 3 eyes. I don't know if that was by mistake or in case if I just dropped one, probably the latter. But also there is a metal embroidery or tapestry needle. It's not a plastic one. Well, actually no, it is plastic, just covered in silver paint. What else? Oh my gosh, how cute, this little bag of polyester filling. It's what's inside that counts. Oh my gosh, how cute. That is adorable. That's it. Okay, we're all ready to go. So let's go ahead and make Ralph the reindeer. So far it is teaching me how to hold the yarn and also how to hold my hook. This is actually quite well done to get you started. I can also appreciate that these videos include closed captions so that if you can't hear or if you have hearing issues, you're able to read the instructions as you're watching the video as well. So that's a good accessibility point. So far, I'm a big fan of how they are teaching people to begin how to crochet, and they've started reading basic patterns. They did the single crochet, increasing single crochet. That's great. But I will say some of the videos and slides have writing on top of writing, and I think that if you're going to pay $30 for a packet, and if you're going to provide professional looking videos for people to pay for, then I think it is completely uncool to have the writing completely obstructed when you're trying to teach someone something for the first time. So if you ever need help during one of their video tutorials, on the bottom part of the screen there's a question mark that you can click on, and there's like an FAQ section with the most obviously frequently asked questions. But if you need to ask something that's not in that list, then you can actually hit contact us. I filled it out and respond the very same day, so that was really cool. Quick turnaround. This was the response. Hi Danielle, Ella here. Happy to help. You can adjust the size of the page to ensure there's no overlap with the text above. Just tweak the layout or margins to make sure everything fits nicely. So, and then they display a picture of the pattern, and then you can actually make your font or the text on your screen bigger by clicking Control and then the plus sign, or you can make it smaller by clicking the Control and then the minus sign. So I'm going to open up the pattern and then see if that works. Okay, so here is reading patterns with brackets. Clearly you can see that there is text written on top of text. So we're going to make the text bigger and see if it separates itself out. Lo and behold, it does. I love when things have a simple and easy solution. Thank you so much, Woobles. The second thing the person in the email told me was if you would like additional guidance while making your Wooble, you can access the PDF pattern, and here's how to access it. You know, you log in, pick Ralph the reindeer, and then you click on download the pattern, which for me, as someone who already knows how to read patterns, that's fine. But if I was starting from scratch, didn't know how to read patterns whatsoever, this would not be a solution. So I'm glad that they actually had the first idea because downloading the pattern just would not have cut it. Now, I actually am curious to see what the downloaded PDF looks like, so I think I might just follow the PDF from now on. I feel like I've watched enough of the video tutorials to know that it seems like a really good way for someone to learn how to crochet, but I feel like if I do this for the rest of the pattern, I'm going to lose my mind and get a little bored. I don't know if that just destroys my review or the process, but man, I just want to have fun in the process as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and follow the PDF. Alright, so we have the body done with the plastic eyes already in place. One thing I would change about the pattern, this is just my personal preference, is after round 9, I would say, hey, make sure to put the eyes in between round 7 and 8. I'm always tempted to just keep going and then just finish the body without looking ahead. And again, that's a me problem, but I just like to do that just so that it catches me early enough. It stops me in my tracks and goes, oh, okay, I need to put the eyes in before I continue, and then I don't have to worry about it later on. But that was literally it. One thing I just learned that was really, really cool was another way in how to close the body and to close up your holes. So instead of grabbing onto the back loops like I normally like to do, sew through the 2nd, 4th, and 6th stitches. Well, in this case it'd be 2nd, 4th, 6th, and 8th stitches. Woobles actually sews it through the front loops of every single stitch and then sews the strand through the body. and it actually looks really nice and clean. So who knows, maybe I might start using that technique in the future to start closing up my holes. Look at how cute this little guy is. This is what we have so far. So we did the antlers and the ears. Next, we are going to sew on Ralph's red nose and then some detailing at the bottom. And I believe that that will be it. I just have had so much fun making him that I almost forgot to turn the camera on again. So, but this is really cute. I really have been having a lot of fun with this guy. So I just finished Ralph the reindeer, and I'm just wondering, what is this black yarn for? The materials included in this kit say tan, brown, red, and white. I don't know what this black is for. Yeah, I have no idea. Read through and see what did I miss. The PDF doesn't mention anything about black yarn, so I don't know why I have black yarn, but I guess I can hold on to this black yarn and use it for something else. Isn't he absolutely adorable? I love this little guy. I love being able to have a little bit of the Christmas spirit in our home all year round. So guess where this little guy is gonna go? You guessed it, our year-round Christmas tree. Maybe that's what I'll use the black yarn for, is just to make it into an ornament. I think that this is an excellent tool for people who are just trying to dip their toes in the shallow end of the crochet world. They're trying to learn if they like this or if they don't like crochet. I think this is an excellent tool. Now, is it worth the price? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm actually gonna calculate what it would cost to buy all of these materials by themselves. Maybe not this same yarn, because I know that this yarn is very expensive. It's about $12 or $13 per skein. This stupid amount of money to spend on a little small thing of 75% cotton, 25% nylon. Stupid amount of money. But I'm gonna count, we're gonna do some math, and then I think that'll officially tell me whether it's worth it or not. If you want to use a yarn that's like the Woobles yarn but not as expensive as the Woobles yarn, I found the same type of yarn on Amazon, and it's called the Easy Yarn Variety Pack of Christmas Colored Yarn, which includes 6 skeins of yarn that has a 75% cotton, 25% nylon composition, so the same exact type of composition that the Woobles yarn has, and it is $16.99. But not only does it include 6 skeins of yarn, but it includes a 4mm crochet hook, 4 embroidery or tapestry needles, and 6 stitch markers. So that's really good. The one thing that the Woobles kit did not include, but was required, was a pair of scissors. So I found a pair of scissors. I didn't want to get a multi-pack. I just wanted one pair of scissors for $4.99, and they were for crafting or for sewing embroidery scissors. I found bulk pack of 10mm safety eyes for $5.49. You can also go to Hobby Lobby and get one pair of 10mm safety eyes for $1.49. But if you don't want to go to Hobby Lobby, you can go and buy them in bulk at Amazon. You can also get polyester filling at Hobby Lobby for $3.57, or to avoid Hobby Lobby, you can go to Amazon and buy it for $4.99. Now, how much did all of this cost? You would be paying $22.05 or $27.47 plus tax. So right there, that's almost as much as a Woobles kit. But I will say, even though the price is pretty close, you actually would have enough yarn to make multiple little guys if you wanted to, in all sorts of different colors. I don't have enough yarn to make a second one of these. Now, I tried to go a super budget budget-friendly route. So in order to do that, you need a more affordable yarn, like 100% acrylic yarn, and you can get that at any big box store. One that came to mind actually is the Dollar Tree, and get 100 yards of acrylic yarn for $1.25. There's also 100% cotton yarn and chenille yarn that of course are all $1.25. Then you can get a crochet hook set for beginners that is $8.99, and that includes 10 crochet hooks from sizes 2 to 8, 6 tapestry or embroidery needles, a stitch or a row counter, 16 stitch markers, a ring cutter, which also takes place of scissors, so you're not having to think about scissors, a ruler, and a carrying case for all of your crochet hooks and accessories. How cool is that? And then of course you can get the safety eyes for the same prices that I listed before. Amazon $5.49 or Hobby Lobby $1.49. And then the polyester filling, same thing. You can get it on Amazon for $4.99 or from Hobby Lobby for $3.57. So my super budget friendly version of this, you were able to save a little bit more money on this, but not as much as I had hoped, honestly. It ranged from $19.05 to $24.47 plus tax. And you're saving about a few dollars. More budget-friendly yarn, which I'm not gonna lie is probably gonna be a little harder for a beginner to crochet with because it will be a little more splitty. You know, it's not gonna have that chain net construction to it, so it might be a little bit tougher for a beginner to use. You'll just have to determine for yourself if that extra $3 or $4 is really worth it to you to give yourself the best chance to learn this craft or not. I think my final thought for this video is that for trying out a new hobby, Woobles is a great option. Caters to both the audio and the visual learner with how to learn how to crochet. They do have right-handed tutorials. I'll have to see if they have left-handed tutorials. If you have a loved one who wants to learn how to crochet but you just don't know how to teach them the beginning steps, I think this is a great way of learning how to do it. Once you learn how to crochet, then I think buying other kits is a little excessive. Then I would say going and getting yarn individually would be a lot better. I find that just, okay, buy one kit, learn how to do it. If you like it, awesome. Just buy yarn and then you already have the hook to do it with again. Thank you so much for joining me today as I reviewed a Woobles kit of Ralph the Reindeer. If you really liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you loved my yarny shenanigans as I crocheted Ralph the Reindeer, go ahead and click subscribe and click on the bell for notifications. And until next time, stay safe, happy, and healthy, and have a wonderful day. Bye!